Mahira Khan, it is a pleasure to be here with you at the BBC in London. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm exhausted, but I'm good.
And you still made time for me. So I appreciate that.
Honestly, I had to. I was just thinking, I was like, I'm going to have such, like, people are going to, back home, who've been wanting an interview will be like, what the hell? And this is not, it's not because of anything. It's just because it's you, Haroon. And I don't know when I'm going to be here next, probably for a promotion, film promotion or whatever. And I was like, I had to do this.
Thank you. And also, there's so much to talk about as well. Firstly, we are releasing this interview to celebrate a milestone birthday. So happy birthday, Mahira Khan.
Are we releasing it then?
We are going to release it then.
Oh, there'll be too much stuff then. You should release it way before.
We will release this before your birthday. But the reason I want to mention your birthday is I asked you, Mahira, are you comfortable talking about your birthday? Yeah. You said yes. I was like, I'm not fully convinced. I messaged your manager, Anusha, and I was like, can you just double check? Are you sure she's okay talking about her birthday? Do you know why?
Because people aren't comfortable?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I always have been, though. I've always been comfortable talking about how old I am, that I'm married, that I have a child, and then that I got divorced, that I was a single mother, and now that I'm married again. So I just feel like, I don't know, I don't know what it is. I was just that person who was comfortable talking about it. I just feel like if I can't be me, or if I can't be honest about just the basic things, then there's no me.
But in an industry, and not just in Pakistan, but acting as a whole, as a global industry where age discrimination is so prevalent, and you're still so comfortable talking about it.
I mean, yeah, you're right, actually. Look, a lot of times there are times when I used to, even years ago, sometimes I used to be like, post an Instagram photograph and write like, can you see the white in my hair? And everyone used to be like, why do you do that? Ye aap mat kiya karen, ye nahi kiya karen, ye nahi karna chahiye. Even before that, prior to that, I remember when I was getting married, when I was a VJ, there was this whole thing about you are going to be this big, there was this thing that you're going to make it. So are you sure you want to do this? Like, yeah, I mean, I'm in love right now, so shouldn't I get married? Just that part of my brain and my heart, I'd say my heart was very clear that if something is happening, it's happening, and it is what it is. Obviously, it's harder when you're growing older, right? So when you're younger, you're just like, I'm 25, or I'm 30, or I'm 35. But yeah, as you get older and you cross, 35, it is harder. I would say that it's not as easy as I probably making it out to be.
Okay, but tell me something. How do you look younger than when we met 10 years ago?
No, that's not true.
No, it is true.
No, that is not true.
It is true.
It's not true. I freaking see my lines. I freaking know it. I see everything when I look in the mirror. That's not true. I definitely don't feel
I promise you, when we release this interview, and like I said, we met 10 years ago is when we met. So
For the first time?
For the first time.
We met when I came here for Bin Roy.
Yeah.
Which is
2015.
Which is also why I think this is so special, because I just, Race, Bin Roy had released. It was, a huge film. And I'm now back here shooting Love Guru after that many years with Humayun. It's nuts.
Okay, we're going to get to all of that.
We'll get to all of that.
But yeah, but you do look younger.
Really?
I think it's because you're happier.
Oh.
Yeah. I think happiness reflects in your skin, it reflects in your smile, it reflects in all aspects of your life, right? And I think when you're happier, youth automatically it just shows itself.
Yeah, it does. I do agree with you. I also think that, yes, I think so. I think that when you're happy and settled, I definitely feel a lot more at peace with who I am, And again, please don't get me wrong. While I was talking, I was thinking, don't cover it up like this. Don't lie too much either. I don't want to be I don't want to not tell you the things I also feel, because I do. It's a very weird thing when you're a quintessential heroine, which I've been, and I realize that now, that when I look back, us waqt you don't understand what you're doing, you know, because it's like overnight.
Yeah.
And it's so quick.
And you were in denial.
Yes, that is true. You know it. I still am, by the way, a lot of times. But I feel that this is that weird phase where you're like, for instance, I was just like, there are so many scripts that come to me and I'm like, I'm not, this is not age appropriate. No, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to play this. I want to do something different now. I want to play this. And can I play like I'm dying to play a single mother. I'm dying to play different roles. And someone told me that, what's your issue? Why can't you just accept that people still maybe look at you like that still? So just go with it. But of course, nothing lasts forever. And this phase that I've been in for so many years has been so amazing, Haroon. You know, every year I would come here, every year and there'll be another phase, you know, which I'm also looking forward to, doing different things, going into a different zone of acting as an actor. So I'm looking forward to that. But it doesn't mean that I don't look at myself and be like, damn, will I still look like this? Will I still be able to dance like this? Will I still be able to run in the rain and run in a sari and, you know, do things that I was able to do all these years?
But it's also interesting because I think when you started off, the kind of prospects and scope for an actress were more limited than they are now. Almost as you're getting older, the possibilities for actresses are widening as well, which is a great place to be at.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when I started off, I don't know, everything was a first. Everything was a first almost. First time someone did this, first time someone did that. Now it's just so amazing to see, even with young actors, I see it. Like, you know, it's like there are insane opportunities. Even this time when I came for the awards, there are people who are just like, you know, who want to see all these actors, who are fans, who are watching our dramas. It's amazing. Yeah, the opportunities are endless. Whether it's for me or other people, it's amazing.
So because you touched on that aspect and the fact that the opportunities are so much greater for newer actresses coming in today, do you understand that you're one of the people who opened those doors?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I was put in that position, I think. I was. And, yeah.
Like, for example, when I see somebody like Hania, who is a terrifically talented actress, and
absolutely, she's
doing so well right now, and I look at her free-spiritedness, and I look at how unapologetic she is online, the way whatever she wants to do, she does.
Right.
But prior to you, Mahira, that wasn't really a thing. Do you understand that in Pakistani entertainment, prior to you having to break certain taboos and stigmas, it wasn't really possible to be a successful mainstream heroine in Pakistan and also to be unapologetically yourself?
I don't know. I feel like, you know, everyone... So there are people who have come before me who did make it easier for me. I can't say I was the one who did that, you know. But yes, I was in this unique position where I was there at a time where somehow I was given this opportunity. And whether it was talking about what I felt was right, whether I did what I thought was right, whether I talked about what was right, I did that, yes. Whether it was me being able to, again, I keep saying opportunity because, man, everyone's talented. Everyone has, I mean, look around us, especially in the Pakistani in the Pakistani industry, drama, film, everywhere. We are just like a talented bunch of people. It's about opportunity and what you're blessed with. So whether it was that or whether it was me representing my country, which, yes, in many ways, I got to do that a lot. And you can say that maybe before me that didn't happen. You can say that. But yeah, I took that and I sort of not just ran with it, I also was very mindful of two things. One, I've got to represent my country. Two, I can't lose myself while doing that. And I think that was maybe the key. I don't know.
I think
I was very I was also myself. You're right. I was like, take it, yaar, maza aa raha hai, let's do this. But I was mindful of being a Pakistani who is going to Cannes or Paris Fashion Week or London Film Festival or India, wherever.
Those are the active choices that you made. Yeah. There were a lot of involuntary things that have happened in your career as well. That is specifically more so what I mean. Like, for example, prior to you, I don't think you could be a divorced woman and bounce back to superstardom. I don't think you could be a single mother and bounce back to superstardom. I don't think you could have pictures, posted online and bounce back to superstardom. All of these things that happened, which usually would have been the end of a female actor's career conventionally, not just in Pakistan, but across South Asia, actually. And here we are in 2024 at a milestone birthday with 3 really exciting projects in the pipeline with so much to celebrate. You are an absolute anomaly.
You're right. You're very right. I mean, when I think about it, which is very rare because I don't want to live in the past. I want to be here, now, present. But yes, sometimes I do think about it. In fact, last night is when I was thinking about it because I was coming here and I was just sort of taking stock of life. It's been a crazy, crazy ride, I have... and my audience has sort of traveled this road with me, traveled this journey with me. Whether it's been, like you said, the divorce or a baby or him along with this whole, being along with me, being single for so long, those pictures coming out, a band somewhere else in another country. Oh my God, it's just been insane. And they've traveled this road with me. But honestly, it's the things that you may not know. And it's the things that people may not know, which come back to me. Do you know what I mean by that? Like those were very big moments and there were tough times and amazing times. But there are moments that I haven't shared. There are things that happen which I have chosen not to share, which have actually been tougher, I feel.
During the period of 2015 to 2020, when a lot of the things that I've just mentioned were happening, I was meeting you every year and we do an interview every year and you had a smile on your face and you would kind of smile through everything. And it's only really post-pandemic that you've really spoken about your journey with mental health. And you've spoken about how actually during those times were some of your darkest, lowest days as well. And it puts things into perspective. I told you last night that I was rewatching an interview we did years ago. And the questions I was asking you were all valid questions for what was happening at that time, but you were smiling through each answer. And now knowing that actually you were going through a really difficult journey with your mental health at the time, you were having sleepless nights and you were, just not in a good place. You were on antidepressants. It makes me think about that interview with such a different perspective as well.
Yeah.
How do you process what a roller coaster of emotions this career has given you?
How do I process it? It's tough to process it. I haven't been able to, I think, totally process it. I think when I'm sort of really old, and taking stock of this entire life and last few breaths left, I think that's when I will take stock of it. And it'll probably like a minute or 3 minute, like a short film playing, And I think and I hope that it's all gonna, it's all gonna come and I'm gonna just be at peace and still smiling. Because the good sort of outweighed the bad. And that's really how you have to look at it. And that's how I've looked at it. Because like you said, when the pictures came out, Fifi Haroon had written an article. Sorry, I'm going back. But I just remembered. Fifi Haroon had written this article. And it was called The Little White Dress. It was a brilliant article for BBC. But at that time, I couldn't see the brilliance in it. In fact, I think I may have just read it and been like, damn, that's really good. It's really well written. But I do remember reading it and thinking, is my career over? Is it now over? Because in that, she said, here is a woman who has achieved this kind of success that no one else in Pakistan has achieved, with all these endorsements. It's something no one has ever done before. But all of this, and now it's all gone. And what's going to happen now to her? And I remember that in that very moment, I was like, damn. But for some reason, Haroon, my heart said, are you mad? Like, there was this one person, maybe the little 14-year-old Mahira, who was like, no way. This is going to end. It's going to be fine. Even though that time was very hard, I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't get out of bed. I was crying daily. It affected my professional life as well as my personal life, which nobody ever thinks about. Obviously, that was my personal life that was being affected. Lots happened on that side also. But again, that moment I had, and again, sorry, I'm distracted.
It's okay, take your time, it's okay.
Yeah, because you've taken me there.
I just think it's part of the journey.
Yeah,
and
it is part of the journey.
That's why.
It's part of the journey. But so in that moment, I had several choices, which were personal choices as well as professional. And I think in that moment, I had to sort of ask myself, what is the right thing to do? And for me, it may have been wrong or right for the world, but I did the right thing. Personally, I took some personal choices that were right for me, my child. Professionally, I chose to remain silent because I knew that at this point I can't say anything, can't do anything. And slowly, it was amazing. Whether it was a Lux at that time or L'Oreal or, all these brands, or it was Shaukat Khanam or, my other...
Your humanitarian work, yeah?
Right, my humanitarian work. All of them called me one by one and said, don't you worry, we're right here. So, I don't know, I was blessed that happened. But those were tough times, and they come and they go. If I look back now, it feels so small compared to this year. Isn't that so strange? It feels so small compared to this year.
If you had chosen any other profession, your life would not be out on public display. It wouldn't affect your own personal family. Maybe you wouldn't have the mental health challenges that you had because, a lot of that came from public victimization that you were bullying that you were experiencing at that time. So has it really given you more good than bad?
Yeah. I do believe that if I had any other profession, I was doing any other job, we all have tough times in life. We were talking about what you've been going through with your grandparents. We all have tough times. We lose people. We have heartbreaks. Life is not the same all the time. But I do believe that if I was doing another job and there were tough times, I wouldn't be able to smile the way I do. I smile the way I do because I can't thank God enough that I can come to work and I do something that I love doing. You don't understand, Haroon. When the wind blows, I swear, there doesn't have to be a camera. When the wind blows and my hair just sort of go like this, I'm like, oh, I literally think at this age, I'll be 40, I think, of course the wind is blowing. I am an actor. Like, it's meant to blow. The wind has to blow around me. I have to be. When it's so weird. I just realized, by the way, last year or 2 years ago, that when I'm standing at the airport, no matter how tired I am, and they click a picture, I literally go like...
You think the papa there?
It's ridiculous. And ask these people. My world can be falling apart. But when I am on set, I try not to bring that on set. but 2, I'm the happiest girl in the world. Look, there you go.
They're nodding along. Yeah, they're agreeing.
I don't know. So if you're telling me...
I disagree. I don't think that is where you're the happiest girl in the world. I think the place where you're the happiest person in the world is where you're with your husband and your son. Because I've seen your wedding photos and I've seen that glow that you have.
Oh my God. With my child, yes. And with my parents, yes. With my childhood friends, my husband, yes. Yes. But I'm telling you, I mean, no, I don't want to say that I'm not happiest. I'm happiest with Azlan. And Salim and Amma, Abba, Hassan, and my childhood friends. There's nothing more to me.
She just looked trying like, did I miss anybody?
Yeah, because they all watch, huh? They're all very very particular. My family and friends. But I'm telling you, I don't know if it's a disconnect, but they'll all tell you this. Humayun has worked with me after so many years, and he's like, "Yeah, Goody. तुम तो वही हो यार ये तो वही है यार and I think that is something that I've not allowed that to get tainted.
But I think that also comes from the fact that this profession is not your world, and I think that balance is so important.
Actually, I'm so glad you said that. Actually, you're such a good interviewer.
Thank you.
I just really, because you're listening. And things that are sort of at the back of my mind, which you're very good. Anyway, coming back, you're very right. While I was speaking, I realized that's another thing that I am grateful that I was able to do. Now, I don't know why I did it, how I was at that age wise enough to do it, because I wasn't.
I think maybe because you had other commitments. You already had a child. You can't let it be your world as well.
Yeah, but you see, like, for instance, I don't have a friend circle in the industry. I don't know anything. It's when I get stuck in this bubble, let's say, of a month of working here, is when I find out so many, oh, really, she's dating, oh my God. Like, I'm just like, I don't. And they're all like, aap kahan rehti hain? You live under, and I do. And then I get all like, oh my God. Then I sometimes will go on people's things and be like, oh, now I see it, like the and the this and the that. Otherwise, I'm in my own world, because my friends are also my childhood friends.
Yeah.
It's all of our milestone birthdays.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah. Together. Yeah.
All of us, because we are all literally chuddy buddies. 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, college, this, that. So that is also a very big savior.
Having had that span of career and to still have this level of excitement and enthusiasm and opportunities is a rare combination. People become jaded by this profession. People,
You're right.
Or they become bitter.
You're right.
Or they start believing their own hype. And none of those have happened with you. And that's why I'm asking these questions.
Interesting. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's something I never ever want to be. Another thing that I've been thinking about, you're right. Bitter and being jaded is a scary thought.
You could be bitter towards younger actresses. You could be jaded by the allure of this profession. Everything is possible.
But you know why I'm not? I also think that I'm okay with myself, and I've been taught the right things. I'm a big proponent of kindness. I have been since I came into this industry. There's certain things I do have to say that I said, and I said it out loud and showed out loud and acted upon. Some of those things were, and it has a lot to do with the fact that I had lived abroad and I had worked abroad. I had lived that grueling life of 2 jobs and stuff like that, which I talk about all the time. No matter how many times I've said it, it's important for younger people to know that I did that. So I came with that. I was also young. Humayun still till date says that she was the most innocent girl that I had ever met and worked with. I was naive, but I knew that certain things, you got to work hard, you got to be on time, you've got to put in the hours. You can't cut anyone else while on your way wherever you want to go. You can't step on anybody else's, you can't make anybody else, I don't know how to put it right, but when I had come in this industry, there was a lot of that, isko ye karo, isko ye
a
karo.
competitiveness. But it was a toxic competitiveness.
Toxic competitiveness. Never got caught up in that, even though I was constantly
a victim of it.
Sure, you could say that, but even people who were my contemporaries, I was constantly in the news, not because of...
Yeah, let's not use the word victim. That's the wrong word.
Yeah.
But people definitely saw you as a threat.
Right. So that is something that I maintained, that no matter what happens, I will not say anything about anybody else. I will, not even behind closed doors, I will not stoop down to that level. I will not go down that path. And today, when I see success, I make sure that I congratulate it. As a rule, I do that. So if your drama is doing well, I will be front and center. To say that, good job, Mubarako, congratulations. Why do I do that? Because I wish people did that for me. Not a lot of people did that for me when I was successful.
I've seen it over the last 10 years, I've visibly seen you going out of your way to congratulate Sajal or Yumna or Hania. I've seen it.
Yeah.
They are amazing, but you could think they're amazing behind closed doors and not say it out loud.
Right.
And that means a lot. It means a lot to them because the way they speak about you is with such a warmth and love and appreciation. And, I've interviewed all of them and they all, nobody has, even just now I saw a clip of Hania at a meet and greet in the US she was doing where somebody asked her, she was being asked, I think, what other career would Mahira have if she wasn't an actress? And she was like, she can do anything. She can do absolutely anything because she's so good.
You.
And she's, and that kindness comes from your approach to all of them.
Oh man, it goes such a long way. It goes such a long way.
Even now, you've just done a Netflix series which is releasing early next year called Jo Bachay Hai Sang Samait Lo, and it has a lot of these younger actors in there as well. Do you, because you are at a level of authority on set, you are one of the more experienced members on set, do you try to create an atmosphere that makes it more welcoming to these younger stars?
Of course. I believe everything is top down. This is my belief. You want to see how I approach things? Look at Mashin, look at this, look at the things that I believe it's top down, You have to, in fact, it is your responsibility to be kind, to make it better. And sometimes, actually, it's your responsibility to take a stand, That also sometimes I've done and I do. That's also because a lot of times people will be like, I remember we were at Asim's and we were all chilling. And I think it was Yumna or Zara. I think it was Yumna. Yumna was like, Mahira, आप क्या करती हैं? अब देखिए हमें कॉल आते हैं प्रोड्यूसर से and they say कि Mahira तो देखें adjust कर रही हैं.
Oh.
Which she's right about. And she was just joking.
Yeah.
We were joking. I enjoy my time with her a lot.
She's
because
lovely.
we are both quite jelly and malangs. But
and both very talented.
Thank you. But we were like, So she, when she said that, I realized, I was like, yeah, that's true. There are things that I must take a stand for. That if a producer can call another actor and say, well, look at her, she's adjusting, she doesn't want this or she doesn't want that, that's not fair. Certain things I should just be particular about so that the rest of them can also demand that. So there are different responsibilities we have. About Jo Bachay Hai, I'm sure everyone knows that we were meant to do. It's been such a jigsaw. It's been a Russian roulette.
Which character? Who's playing? Is that what you mean?
Literally. It's been crazy.
Who are you?
I am playing the character of Rahat.
Okay.
It is... it's a very small character in the book, but it is a crazy character in the series. And I kind of really wanted to do it. I thought that it's something that I really want to do. In fact, when we were doing lines and rehearsing and stuff like that, Momna was like, "Oof, Mahira, what if you do Rahat?" And I was like,
you were rehearsing for the other character.
well, we were talking about the other. This is now, you have to understand, this has been in the making for years.
Okay.
So it was all like here, this, that. And yes, we were looking at the lines and clothes and wardrobe and this and that. And I was like, can I read it? And I read it and I loved it. I
did an interview with Sanam maybe 3-4 months ago when Barzak was about to release.
Yeah.
And I really, really respected and appreciated something she said, because a lot of people were curious about her and Fawad coming together after Zindagi Gulzar Hai. But she, off her own accord, without being prompted, said, look, people don't have the same hype around me and Fawad the same way they have around Mahira and Fawad. If this was Mahira...
I saw that clip. No, that's not true. They have their own fan base. And I think they've had amazing chemistry also.
They have.
I disagree with that. But again, you see, that's kind of her to say that. But it's not true. I don't think it's true.
This is Netflix's first foray into Pakistani production. And I was just thinking, you mentioned earlier that you were the first to do this, you were the first to do that. You really were. Like, if you talk about TV stardom, Humsafar was the first of its kind. You talk about a Pakistani actress working with Shah Rukh Khan, you were the first to do that. You talk about starring in the film to have broken all records at the box office, The Legend of Mola Jat was the film to do that. And now this is another first. I mean... it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Damn cool. It's damn cool. Yeah, it is, man. But everyone's a part of this first. And I believe that this is, inshallah, gonna really open doors. I hope it does, because I think we're just waiting for that to happen,
It might come as a surprise to some that in this, you're part of an ensemble cast, How confident do you have to be in your own ability to because there will be people like, oh, Mahira was wasted in that, oh, Mahira should have had a bigger role in that. There will be those critics as well who won't even look at it objectively and will jump to those conclusions. So how confident do you have to be to go with that?
I've always believed if you have a scene to do it honestly, and then let people remember that wo kya scene tha. And with this particular one, with Rahat, again, I was not thinking at all about any other tracks. Where will my scene be put in? Where will this come? Nothing. It's not my business. I've never actually done that,
Yeah.
Even when I was, let's say, doing Hum Kahan Ke Sach, where there are two people or whatever, I've never, ever done that. Never. No, I should be on the poster. I should do nothing. I do not get involved in that. I know I can. I know I can make it about myself. I know that. But there's this thing. Ye maine kiya, to mere saath galat hoga.
You know what I think the Netflix series is that it, in some way, and not in a very big way, it is some small reimbursement of lost opportunities in your career. Because since 2016, you've been robbed of opportunities because of situations that are beyond your control. And actually, for the longest time, because the Netflix headquarter was in India, there was no opportunities to actors on the other side of the border, even if the projects and the producers wanted them to be part of it.
Yeah.
How frustrating has it been for you as an actor over the last 8 years, seeing things that were either offered to you or that you could have been a part of or that you thought you could have done a good job in, and be so helpless in that situation?
I don't think people understand or know what all we had signed. The films that
I'm going to talk about it. I don't care.
No.
I'm talking about it because the reason I can talk about it is because the man's talked about it himself.
Who?
Sanjay Leela Bhansali.
Oh.
The reason I think we should talk about it is you don't post, you don't say certain opportunities have come to you. Mahira, there are 101 Pakistani actors and actresses, good, bad, whatever, who go online, who go on TV shows and talk about opportunities presented to them. And there's two ways you can look at that. Number one is they're boasting. It's very boastful. The second way is it's a reality.
It's factual. Correct.
It happened,
right.
And in this case, this is not just an opportunity that was presented to you. It's an opportunity that the filmmaker, who's a hugely respected filmmaker, Sanjay Leela Bhansali, has gone on record to say. Now, if you had done that, if you had gone online or gone on a TV chat show and said, I was offered a role in Heeramandi, people would be like, oh, look at her, she's just talking about herself and she's boasting of something. This is different to that. This is him having gone on record himself to say, I was in talks with Mahira Khan and Fawad Khan and Imran Abbas, and they were all part of my cast of Heeramandi. I'm pretty sure that is what he said. It was a few months ago now, but I'm pretty sure that was what he said. Mm-hmm. So now I'll ask you, what is your version of events?
Oh my God, this is a story. And I don't know if I'm ready to, I don't know. It'll take away from, it's such a beautiful story. This is way before I was an actor.
Before you were an actor?
Yes.
So
before Azlan was born, mind you. So we're talking 15 years ago.
You have to tell me more.
I can't.
How?
I'm going to tell you a small little part of it. I hate talking about things that could have happened or just happened because they're so personal, right? And then people make these viral videos out of them. And contrary to maybe other people, but I just don't like viral videos, but sure. Anyway, now that he's said it, and I love Sanjay, I've been a big fan of his work forever. But now this is 15 years ago. I have gone for a wedding because it's my friend's wedding. She was getting married to an Indian guy, childhood friend. We're in Bombay. And he was looking for a Pakistani actress, Moeen Beg. Shout out to Moeen Beg, who had come up with this concept, was in Pakistan looking for girls. So he went looking for lots of people. I think audition people also. I'm not sure. He was sitting with Rizwan Beg, who was a designer, and they were discussing. They haven't been able to find a girl. My friend, who was ordering her joda at Rizwan Beg's, was sitting there and said, have you seen Mahira? She's a VJ on television. And Rizwan said, oh my God, you have to meet this girl. How do we make this meeting happen? So Charmaine said, listen, she has wanted this her whole life, but we can't tell her. I'll just get her and you can meet her. So this is Rizwan Beg and Moeen Beg. Okay. So they get me to this studio and I'm there in a bad white shalwar kameez.
This is in Pakistan right now.
Pakistan, sitting there, there's that. There's this one guy who's just looking at me and I'm like, are you serious? Like, why am I here? And I'm telling my friend Charmaine, I'm like, why am I here? You know, I don't want to be here. And there's that. Half an hour later, he says, you're Madhubala. I said, what? He said, you're Madhubala. I said, you're right. I swear. It's a true story. He said, how would you like it if you did an Indian film? I said, I would love it, but I'm going to work with Shah Rukh Khan. Just look at the mentality. Khair. I said, you're coming to India. I'd like you to meet Sanjay Leela Bhansali. I said, what? Acha, I said, but itta faith tha kya? Of course I'm going to meet Sanjay Leela Bhansali. Of course this will happen for me. But no, I couldn't have thought of what will happen. Cut to, we are in Bombay. Turns out Sanjay is, Savaria had released or something like that, and he had gone to somewhere for some play, and he's not in town. The day before I'm leaving, I get a call from Moeen Beg. Sanjay is back. He wants to see you. We are going. Sorry. We also did. Sanjay wanted pictures of me. So we did a photo shoot. No makeup, sitting there. You have to. I can also give you those pictures. 2 Jhoomers. They're hilarious pictures. Okay. Hilarious. Okay. Anyway, we go to his place and we go there. What a man he is. Just like this creative sort of genius man. Anyway, we're sitting there and he's like walking here and there. This, that. He sits there. He says, can you wipe your lipstick off? I said, I'm not wearing lipstick. He said, what? I said, yes. He said, wipe it off. So I took and I was wearing a white shalwar kameez when I went there also. I wiped it off. He said, oh my God, wow. Anyway, we spoke lots. It was a lovely day. And at that time, he told me about Heeramandi. And he was very excited that I could and somehow be a part of it. But it didn't work out.
Because it wasn't getting made at that time? Or?
So it was in the works. And it was a film at that time. And right after that, some attacks happened. I think the Taj.
Okay. So for political reasons, it couldn't happen. Right. That's what I mean.
Political reasons I couldn't.
Otherwise, I was going to say, like, was it you? Were you the problem?
Was I the problem as always? Have I left another great film? Okay, no. So anyway, coming back, and then I have it in one of my journals, and one day, I think those journals need to be out for the world to see. But one of the things that I've written about going that trip was just, it was what a dream that was. And can I tell you, just so that this is, that was so interesting, because at that time there was this thing, don't tell him that you're married. And I remember that night, I couldn't sleep all night, Haroon, all night. And I was with my best friend Insia, and we were all together, Insia Fihami. And I woke up and I was like anxious, but I also puked. And she's like, what's wrong with you? I said, I don't know. Something is not sitting well. So I asked Moeen Beg, I said, I want Sanjay Leela Bhansali's number. He's like, why? I said, because I want to tell him I'm married. He said, why? I said, because this is the dream. I wanted to be an actor my entire life. I cannot start it with a lie. So I called him up and I told him this. And he was like, just don't worry. Go back. I've told you, go do this photo shoot, go do this. Send me an audition. The audition was a piece from Mughal-e-Azam.
Wow.
And come back. And then that happened. And then I went back for Race. Imagine, after so many years. And then I met him while I was shooting for Race. It was a great, really nice meeting.
Recently, there was an interview of the director, Rahul Dholkia, where he spoke about you. He was asked about you. It was with Mukesh Chabra, and he asked how you were cast for the film. And he said the first time he met you, he knew you were the one. So for anybody who thinks Race might have been a fluke, because there are a lot of like naysayers out there as well, right? There are people who don't want to see you succeed. You made a really good comment in an interview where you said people only like to see you succeed to a certain point, but when you succeed beyond their expectations,
that's it then.
Then they want to see the destruction of you. You know,
unfortunately.
So for anybody who thought that Race just happened, it just happened for some reason, it happened. It can't happen twice, you know? You can't be the person that Sanjay Leela Bhansali wants to cast in a film and then also end up becoming Shah Rukh Khan's heroine on screen. There is something there. Like there is some sort of substance there that these...
I don't know.
People are seeing. You know, when other people talk about experiences that you don't, like in this circumstance, it was Rahul talking about Race. How does it make you feel?
Yeah, good. I love Rahul. We're still in touch.
It must be validating.
It does validate you. He just sent me. He sent me my audition a month ago, and I was like, I'm gonna post it. Can I post it? And he's like, of course you're gonna post it. Of course, post it. And then I didn't.
Why?
I don't know. Sometimes I do want to. I want to be like, look at this. Everybody auditioned for it. I auditioned for it. And I have to say, it was a pretty good audition. I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
No, but I just...
I won't post it. You post it.
I don't want to, I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, I get like, this is mine,
A huge congratulations to you on your wedding, on your marriage. I am so happy for you.
And I'm so blessed. I think all the years of, feeling like, what am I doing? How will life turn out? What will happen? Sort of paid off. Also, thank God I didn't fall for anyone else. Thank God I was a snob about my choices in life, because I was really throughout my time as an actor in the industry, I was such a no, doesn't deserve me, no, minus, no.
You were doing full poo attitude.
Full poo.
Wow.
As in relationships and as someone who wants to, I've been quite,
What was it about Salim?
I think I fell in love with the man that he is. I have seen too many people, and don't get me wrong, of course I liked people before that and, all of that. Not really, actually. Actually, that's not true. But, you work with people, they tell you, oh, they like you, stuff like that. Sometimes you feel, do I like them too? All of that. But with Salim, I remember meeting him and thinking, I'd marry this man. And I didn't for a very long time because I was very scared, you know. But yeah, I think that we all have our flaws. Salim is not perfect. I'm not perfect. But I am proud of the man that he is. I'm very proud to be his wife, and that's a nice feeling to have, you know.
I think you're radiating happiness. You know, I said it a few times during this interview.
If you say so, I don't know if you're right about this, but I mean, I've been away from home for a month and a half.
And your husband's here, or he's
no.
He was here for a little bit for the Awards.
Yeah, he was here for the awards, and then he was here for a little bit. And every day I would come back after like a 13-hour, 14-hour workday, and he would, you know, he'd just be like cleaning and this and that. I was like, I think you should go. He's like, yeah, I think I should go because I have nothing to do, even though my sister-in-law lives here and nephews and stuff. But yeah, so he works. So he went back, and I've just been alone and went home for 2 days to celebrate my mother's 70th birthday. And that was good for perspective. But yeah, I've been away from home for too long. I feel like I'm a British Asian actor.
You live?
Here and there, yeah.
Ehsan, we love you.
I love you, Ehsan. I love him. Anyway.
You know, I don't think you fully comprehend what a beacon of hope you are for women in Pakistan. And I mean this with all sincerity, because the first images that released of your wedding, where your son is walking you down the aisle, as a teenage boy now, a teenager, walking you down...
I'm going to start crying. Yeah, because I'm missing my child too much right now, since last night. Like my bones, I don't know if that can happen. If you can miss something or someone that much. Yeah, go on.
I don't want to make you cry.
I'm missing Azlan too much. I want him now. I just want my baby. You can cut all of this out. Anyway, go on.
I don't want to make you cry.
No, go on. Go on.
Those images and that one shot of your son walking you down the aisle was the most beautiful thing that I think so many people have seen. Because the idea of getting remarried as a woman in South Asia, and particularly in Pakistan, the idea of bringing another man into your child's life, the idea of you being accepted by another man's family, all of these notions are still, even in 2024, so taboo.
True.
You shared a hugely private moment of your life with everyone. My voice is getting croaky as well. Yeah. You shared a hugely private moment.
First time in my life, I think I did that.
What was it about that moment that made you want to share that?
I've removed it since then. Oh God. Oh God. It feels like every single thing that went wrong, or let me put it in a better way, that for every time I was good in life, for every time that I was kind to people or looked after people around me, it was as if God put it all together and literally put it together, blessed me, and said, here, this is for the good, not for the bad, for the good that you've done. It felt like that moment. I swear I was constantly saying Alhamdulillah. It was a very big moment for me because I had always imagined my life to be me and Azlan. And to be honest, even now, it's me and him. It'll always be. But yes, the dynamics, there are other people in that dynamic. So this was a very big moment. And I was very proud of my child. I was proud of my child. I wanted him to walk me down the aisle. So he did.
It was absolutely beautiful. I'm sorry. Should we get you some tissue?
No.
Are you okay?
Why are you guys? Oh God, this is like my shadi. Everyone was crying. It was just like the waiters were crying, and it was pretty crazy.
Beyond the star Mahira Khan, beyond the actress Mahira Khan, you are just a girl called Mahira who has had a lot of rubbish experiences in life and a lot of really good ones.
Oh, a lot of freaking magical ones. Magical.
The reason I say that is because there will be a lot of people who watch this who might have been through hardships in life, similar to the ones that you experienced in your personal life, and who think, oh, she can do it. She can get past it because she's Mahira Khan. Like it must be easier for her. She must have just found someone. It must just be okay in her life.
Right.
Can you talk directly to those girls who are at a place in life where they can't maybe see light at the end of the tunnel, or they can't see glimpses of happiness? Because what I see today is, like I mentioned, somebody who's radiating happiness, but it's taken a long time getting here.
I'm not going to take away my privilege and who I am, and it may be easier for me in many ways than a lot of other people, Haroon, because it is. We are very lucky. We are very blessed. But yes, at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and we all suffer and feel pain, go through tough times. I think for girls, for me, something that I realized worked for me was we worry a lot. I've seen it with my friends. We worry a lot about taking a decision because what will happen? I'll leave this man, or I will take this decision. I will be in so much pain. This pain is better than that pain. What I'm going through right now in this marriage or relationship or whatever is better than what I will go through without it, because the society and my parents, and I'll go back here and do whatever. But it is actually the first step is taking that decision, which is the hardest, by the way, to do. And now the easiest is, once you take that decision, it's almost like harkat mein barkat hoti hai. Take that decision. Be pukhta about it. Have faith. And then deal with what is about to come. Yes, it'll be tough. Every decision is tough. But there will be ease. There will be ease. Have faith that there will be ease. And of course, I say this all the time. As a woman, Haroon, I cannot stress enough how important it is to be independent. If you're financially independent, so much gets resolved. It happened for me. I'm like, okay, my child, no, I don't need anything from my father, my mother, my this, my that, or anybody. So it made a few things easier.
But for those who are in hardships, you are an inspiration.
I hope so. I also get inspired by people. I'm a big documentary, biography person.
Let's lighten the mood then.
Yes.
Who does inspire Mahira Khan?
Like what?
Who do you watch and you see them and you're like, that's good, they're inspiring, that's an inspiring person, their story's inspiring, their journey's inspiring?
Oh my God, so many people. I'm addicted to A Diary of CEO. Do you watch it?
Oh, Stephen Bartlett?
Stephen.
It's really good.
I watch all the people who come on his show.
Yes.
And it's so inspiring because they're people who are not so famous.
I just watched the Trevor Noah one, which was really, really good.
I love Trevor Noah. I hope I meet him one day.
It was an excellent episode.
Excellent episode. So, it's like, those are the kind of stories that inspire you, because every single person has a story. And that's something which, by the way, also I learned early on, that, people ask me, why do you talk to everybody? I'm like, because everyone's so interesting.
I have to put it on record. When we first met 10 years ago, you had no reason to be as nice to me as you were to me. Like, I was completely new.
You were completely new.
I was completely new. I was, it was one of the first few interviews I was doing, and you just were so warm and nice, and you didn't need to be. And so I think the fact that you do have that warmth with every person you meet, or you have that personal connection with everybody you meet, it is one of the things that really sets you apart. So thank you.
Thank you.
Before we go,
yes,
3 releases in 2025. Jo Bachay Hai Sang Samait Lo, Neelofer and Love Guru.
I hope so for Neelofer.
It's been too many years.
Too many years.
The last interview, we were still talking about it.
Jo Bachay Hain Sang Samait Lo is a character and is something that I don't think you guys have ever seen me do before. Really, and I say this without being like it's a very different character, but it's not. It is. It's something which will maybe even shock fans. And that's why I think everyone was like, should she, shouldn't she? So, and I think the whole ensemble cast, there's something for everyone, but I believe all of it will be for everyone. What a cast. And it's Momna Dured. She's directed it and she's done an amazing job, I believe. All of us have worked really hard on it. Nilofar, मैं क्या बोलूं?
I think we've spoken about Nilofar in the past. We just have to let the work do the speaking now.
Yes. I hope that. But again, you know, a love story, a sweet love story, me and Fawad, and I hope producer Sahab releases it. I'm doing Love Guru. I have never worked with Nadeem Beg. And as Nadeem Beg says, there's nobody who knows rejection as much as I do because of Mahira.
You've rejected all his films.
No, it's just been for some odd reason for all these years. Anything that he came to me, I was busy doing other things, or there was something or the other.
Okay.
So this is the first time I'm working with Nadeem Beg, and working with Humayun after so long. It is, and doing Vasi Chaudhry's script, which is also so. It's honestly, I didn't think it's going to be so much fun. But it's been a blast. It's been tiring, exhausting, but I have enjoyed myself. And it's just a fun movie that I think it's time that we have that for Eid as well.
100%.
You know? So I'm happy.
Mahira?
Yes?
I can't wait to see all three of those.
I can't wait to be back and for you to see everything.
Come back soon.
Thank you.
I will come to Pakistan. We will hang out more. And then you'll tell me more stories that you're slowly...
I feel like I have literally told you so much, but it's also you. Can I thank you as well?
No, thank you.
You're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. You're so kind. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.